He wasn't there. The best player on the Cleveland Browns wasn't in the building, and nobody could explain why.
Take a listen to what Myles Garrett said after the game that means even more as to why Shedeur Sanders should start. I'm giving y'all everything. Go ahead.
And I'm just like, wow, there's not many guys in the league that can make that throw. So that was a hell of a throw. I hope he can continue to grow and develop for making plays like that, and he'll take it from there.
Shedeur Sanders has to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns moving forward, and it is not because of what Emmanuel Acho thinks. It is because of how Myles Garrett reacted. Forget me. Take a look at this image right here. This tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. Myles Garrett's facial expression to that Shedeur Sanders throw said, I ain't seen nothing like this before. And at minimum, I've forgotten ever seeing it before, and I need to see it again. Y'all can remove it. For a defensive player to, during his small break, because usually the Browns offense is rarely on the field, so for Myles Garrett to, during his small break, be looking up on offense.
But I'm telling you right now, people was in Cleveland saying that it looked like, to me and to them, that Myles Garrett could be boycotting this team over the Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders battle. Now, Myles Garrett has been vocal this whole offseason, how he believes in Shedeur Sanders, how he wants Shedeur Sanders to be the quarterback. Now, for whatever reason, he making it his business to speak with his actions. And his actions, to me, lets me know there is something definitely going on.
When a franchise cornerstone skips workouts, it's not an accident. When that same player walks into a concert instead and the internet catches it, it becomes a story. But this wasn't just about a missed workout. This was about something brewing inside the Cleveland Browns locker room that nobody wanted to say out loud. And at the center of it all was a 22-year-old quarterback trying to prove he belongs. His name is Shedeur Sanders, and this is his story.
Now, here go a clip of Myles Garrett talking about Shedeur. Let's listen.
Shedeur Sanders, as a veteran, what's impressed you the most on how he's approached the game?
The time he takes, showing up early. Coach's office is easily seen when you walk in the building, and almost every morning you see him in there, talking through plays, talking through schemes with coach, and making sure that he's ready for his moment when he gets called up. And I appreciate that level of maturity and attention to detail.
Shedeur Sanders, as a veteran, what's impressed you the most on how he's approached the game?
The time he takes, showing up early. Coach's office is easily seen when you walk in the building, and almost every morning you see him in there, talking through plays, talking through schemes with coach, and making sure that he's ready for it.
Look at him, all smiles. Even when the cameras are watching, even when the questions are flying, even when the pressure is building from every direction, Shedeur Sanders shows up with that smile. That's not performance, that's character. Because here's a young man who came into the NFL carrying a last name heavier than most rookies can imagine, a father who changed the game, a legacy that follows you into every film session, every press conference, every single snap. And yet, he shows up early every morning. Myles Garrett himself said it. The man who has seen everything in this league looked at Shedeur Sanders and said, almost every morning you see him in there, talking through plays, talking through schemes with coach. I appreciate that level of maturity. That's not nothing, that's everything. Let's rewind. The 2025 NFL Draft was supposed to be Shedeur Sanders' coronation moment. Analysts had him going top 5. Mock drafts had him going top 3. Then draft night arrived and kept going. Round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4. By the time pick 144 came around, round 5, Shedeur Sanders was still sitting there, waiting, with cameras on his face the entire time. The whole country was watching. Most people would have crumbled right there. He didn't. He landed in Cleveland, a city that has known heartbreak better than most, a franchise desperate for identity, a locker room full of questions, and Shedeur Sanders walked in with that same smile.
Just like I told y'all earlier, man, they is hyping up Deshaun Watson, bro. This is 2 photos in a row. And as you guys can see here, Shedeur's back there. Not to say that he didn't get first team reps, but I just feel like they finna move with Deshaun Watson, man. I know y'all don't want to hear it. I know y'all trying to shoot the messenger, but hell, I'm here to tell y'all the truth. And the truth of the matter is, it looked like they moving on with Deshaun Watson.
But let's be real with each other for a second. The critics were loud. They said his completion percentage wasn't good enough. They said his interceptions were a problem. They said maybe, just maybe, the draft slide happened for a reason. 7 starts, a 3-4 record, numbers that ranked near the bottom of rookie quarterbacks. The noise was deafening. And then the offseason arrived, and it got even louder. Because now there were 4 quarterbacks in that building. Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, Dylan Gabriel, Taylor Green. 4 quarterbacks, 1 starting job, and a new head coach in Todd Monken trying to figure out which direction to go. The pressure? Suffocating. But here's what the cameras caught and what the doubters missed. Shedeur Sanders was the one mic'd up. The Browns put a microphone on him. They wanted the content. They wanted the world to see how he communicates, how he leads, how he carries himself in the building. That's not what you do with a player you're giving up on. That's what you do with a player you're investing in. And while Myles Garrett wasn't in the building that day, his words from months earlier still echoed in every corner of that facility. That's who we're looking at as the guy. We're going to give him a shot to prove it. He showed some flashes. Flashes. In Cleveland, flashes are everything, because that franchise has been sitting in darkness for a long time.
Photos right here was released today by the Cleveland Browns online during this workout session. Now, I'm here to tell you, Shedeur Sanders was all smiles. All smiles today. Now, through it all, we know Shedeur has been speaking positive about all of the stuff that has been happening. They said off-season workouts. Now, I'm not sure if these workouts was mandatory or not. Maybe you guys know. Drop down in the comment section right now and let me know if you guys know if these was mandatory. But what I can tell you is that Myles Garrett was not there.
Think about what Shedeur has already survived just to get here. He played his college ball under his father's system at Colorado, and people used that against him, said it was too comfortable, said he'd struggle when Deion Sanders wasn't standing on the sideline. He proved them wrong. He put up numbers that had NFL scouts talking. He handled pressure throws. He showed pocket presence. He showed leadership. Then the draft happened, and he handled that too. 7 NFL starts later, with a below-average offensive line, a quarterback controversy swirling around him, and a national audience judging every single throw, Shedeur Sanders is still standing, still smiling, still in that coach's office every morning. There's a version of this story where Shedeur Sanders caves, where the draft slide breaks him, where the criticism gets in his head, where the Myles Garrett situation makes him feel unwanted in his own locker room. That version doesn't exist, because the real Shedeur Sanders, the one his teammates see every day, is doing exactly what winners do. He's keeping his head down, putting in the work, and letting the football do the talking. The 2026 season is coming fast, and right now, every single person connected to this franchise is watching Shedeur Sanders to see what he does next. Myles Garrett said it plainly, nobody gets that title until they earn it. That's not a door being closed, that's a challenge being issued. And if you've paid any attention to this young man's journey, you already know how he responds to challenges. Some players are built for comfort. Shedeur Sanders was built for this. Built for the doubt. Built for the drama. Built for the moment when everything is against you and the whole country is watching, and you still show up with that smile. Cleveland needs a quarterback who won't flinch, and every single morning at the crack of dawn in that coach's office, Shedeur Sanders is making his case. Silently, steadily, powerfully. The title isn't given, it's earned. And something tells me he's just getting started. If this story moved you, if you believe in Shedeur Sanders and what he's building, hit that subscribe button right now. We cover every chapter of this journey. Don't miss what comes next.